Guys, I'm Allie and I'm a senior business management major. My topic for this project was gay rights with a focus on same-sex marriage. A little bit of background info for you on same-sex marriage. Gays and lesbians around the world were denied the right to marriage and obviously their marriage rights as well for a long time. Homosexuals don't choose to be gay. There's actually scientific research proving that they're born that way. In 78 countries around the world, homosexual acts are still criminalized today, and there's actually 7 countries that still use the death penalty on those who commit sexual acts. 9 countries, including the Netherlands, Belgium, Spain, Canada, South Africa, Norway, Sweden, Portugal, and Iceland, have legalized gay marriage over the past decade, as well as parts of Mexico and the United States. Gay rights worldwide. This is a map. It's actually slightly outdated. It's from 2013 that shows lesbian and gay rights. The dark red countries are countries that use the death sentence on those who commit homosexual acts. The lighter red countries are countries that sentence imprisonment for 14 years to life for homosexual acts. The dark orange are countries that sentence imprisonment for up to 14 years. The lighter orange represents countries that have prison sentences with no specific length. Yellow countries are unclear. The dark green countries are countries where same-sex marriage is legal. The light green countries are countries with an equal substitute to marriage. And the olive green color are countries that with an inferior substitute to marriage. And then the little shield icon represents countries with laws prohibiting discrimination based on sexual orientation. Gay marriage in the United States. This graph shows gay rights in the United States. The graph is also slightly outdated. It's from 2012. But the red ring around the outside shows the right to marriage in each state, which obviously needs to be updated as there are only 14 states left that haven't legalized same-sex marriage. Other rights that are represented on this graph are hospital visits, adoption, employment, housing, hate crimes, and schools. So how are gay rights and same-sex marriage related to globalization? Marriage is a human right, and human rights are a global issue. Homosexuals are humans too. They shouldn't be deprived of their basic human rights because of their sexual orientation. One of my favorite quotes that I found during my research comes from an article by Jessica Gardner, and the quote says, "Marriage is a vital social institution. The exclusive commitment of 2 individuals to each other nurtures love and mutual support. It brings stability to our society. For those who choose to marry and for their children, marriage provides an abundance of legal, financial, and social benefits. In return, it imposes weighty legal, financial, and social obligations. Barred access to the protections, benefits, and obligations of civil marriage, a person who enters into an intimate, exclusive union with another of the same sex is arbitrarily deprived of membership in one of our community's most rewarding and cherished institutions. That exclusion is incompatible with the constitutional principles of respect for individual autonomy and equality under law." I just thought that quote was really the point that I'm trying to get across in my project and my research. I also believe that legalizing same-sex marriage worldwide will enable our world to become more connected. I think that it could level out the playing field between countries, so to say. And I think it could help create and develop relationships between countries while dealing with this issue. Human rights versus cultural rights. This is a big controversy when dealing with human rights, gay rights, same-sex marriage. Some cultures don't tolerate homosexuality. This is where respecting cultural beliefs and human rights come into conflict. Everyone has the right to marry and have a family, etc. Gays and lesbians don't choose their sexuality, they're born into it, the same way that they're born into their culture. They don't have a say in what culture they're born into or where they're raised or how they're raised. And this has become a heated debate over the past few decades. Which one's more important, human rights or cultural rights? Which one outweighs the other? My position on all of this? Same-sex marriage should be legal worldwide. Gays and lesbians are entitled to all marriage rights that heterosexuals have and should be granted those as well. Marriage is a human right. We are entitled to it from the time we are born. When we studied human rights a few weeks ago, in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights from the United Nations, there was a quote that I found that I really liked that states, "All human beings are born with equal and inalienable rights and fundamental freedoms. These rights belong to you. They are your rights." In Article 16, Part 1 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, it states that men and women of full age, without any limitations due to race, nationality, or religion, have the right to marry and to found a family. They are entitled to equal rights as to marriage, during marriage, and at its dissolution. Nowhere in there does it specify what kind of marriage it has to be, whether it has to be man to woman, or man to man, or woman to woman. Therefore, saying it should be legal and everyone is entitled to that regardless of their sexual orientation. And I think that legalizing same-sex marriage globally would make the world a better place. People would be able to love who they love freely without the fear of punishment, and that's the way that they should be able to live.